Hello, we're going to talk about the concept of voicings when you're reading a lead sheet of a jazz tune or song from the Great American Songbook with 4-note chords, with 7th chords usually. And I'm going to show how it's possible to define the chord using only the 3rd and the 7th in your voicing in your right hand, playing the bass note only with your left hand. To just basically review, if you have a 4-note chord, say a C major 7th, C, E, G, B, natural. The 3rd is the E, and the 7th is the B. It's the number of letter and names away from the root note. So if you have a F minor 7th, F, A flat, C, E flat, the A flat is the 3rd, and the E flat is the 7th. So we're going to play the melody and harmonization all with our right hand. We're going to go through the song "All the Things You Are." So if you have the lead sheet, you can follow along. But you have the A flat is the first note in the melody, and that is the 3rd of F minor 7th. You'll play the F in the bass, and you want to have the 3rd and the 7th in your harmonization, and the 7th would be the E flat. So you have the 7th and the 3rd, since the 3rd is in the melody, for your F minor 7th chord, and that is enough to define the chord. And then you go to the next note of the melody, which is a B flat minor 7th, which is D flat, which is the 3rd of a B flat minor 7th chord. So you play the 7th with one of your other fingers if you're playing the melody with your pinky, and then we'll go on to the next note of the melody, which is G, which is the 3rd of an E flat 7th chord, and you'll play the D flat, the 7th, with your probably your thumb, and then the melody with one of your other fingers, and you're only playing 3 notes, but you're defining the chord. Then you go to the A flat major 7th, and then a D flat major 7th. Doing the same idea. The 3rd happens to be in the melody a lot in this song. So the 3rd is the F, the major 7th to D flat is C, and then G 7th. You're playing the 3rd, the B in the melody, and with the F, the 7th. So then you end that particular phrase on a C major 7th, and you're playing the C in the bass, with the E in the melody, which is the 3rd and the 7th, probably with your thumb, and then you get those 3 notes, just enough to define barely enough to define the chord. So if we want to play it musically so the melody sounds like something, you can go, I'll play it like this. Again, we're basically only playing the 3rd and the 7th with your right hand and the melody, doing a little dual work there with your right hand. So you'll get used to it. And then we could go on in the song. The song in that particular phrase goes around in the circle of fifths, which I will provide a PDF in the description. Many of you already know about the circle of fifths. It doesn't hurt to review it, though. Another song that you could do this with is Fly Me to the Moon. And that, again, starts on an A minor 7th, and you'll start on an A minor 7th with the 3rd in the melody, again, the 7th. Then to a D minor 7th, which is the 3rd in the melody. We're getting a lot of melodies here with the 3rd in the melody, but we'll show you some other things in a little bit. So then you're G 7th with the 3rd in the, back to a C major 7th with the 3rd in the melody. And again, the 3rd and the 7th are included in the harmonization. Very simple harmonization. 3rd and then you'll go F major 7th, B minor 7th, flatted 5th. Flatted 5th is included in the melody, so it's there. Then E 7th to an A minor minor 7th. So that's how it works with a couple of songs that happen to have the third in the melody a lot, to make it a little easier. If you have a song like Blue Moon, let's do that in the key of C, just for the sake of simplicity. The melody is the 5th of the chord, but you want to include the 3rd and the 7th. So you'll play a C major 7th with the B major 7th and the E 3rd below the melody. Then the A minor 7th with the 7th and with your thumb, and which is a G, and the C. Then D minor 7th. The phrase starts with the third, on the 3rd, and the 7th is the C. So into a G 7th, and then you go back to the C major 7th. I'll play the melody so it sounds like, so you can recognize the melody. So, Blue Moon. Oops. Basically playing the 3rds and the 7ths, with a slight variation there where I have a suspension with the C there. Let's try a song in a minor key, Thelonious Monk, Round Midnight. So this is in the key of E flat minor. We'll just play the first beat of the song with the bass note, then the outline of a chord. The second chord is a C minor 7th flatted 5th. So the 3rd and the 7th would be the B flat and the E flat, and the melody is the flatted 5th, which is a G flat. Then F minor 7th. You've got the 7th in the melody, so that's good. Then you have the 3rd as the lower note. Then you go to a B flat 7th, and the 7th is in the melody there, and the 3rd you also play. Then you go back to the A flat 7th, and then B flat minor 7th, E 7th, B flat minor 7th, E flat 7th. That's kind of a cool little pattern there. I'll play the melody so it sounds like something, and we'll review that. B 7th to E 7th, B flat minor 7th to E flat 7th, then A flat minor 7th. Okay, let's try that part about Round Midnight again. We want to try a song in a minor key. Let's try Thelonious Monk, Round Midnight. Again, we're trying to show that you play the 3rd and the 7th in your voicings. And another thing this does, makes for a nice open voicing. So if you're playing an E minor 7th, you're playing the E flat down in this octave, and then you're playing the 3rd a 10th above the root, and then you're playing the 7th above that. It has a very nice sonority as an open voicing. And so it starts on an E flat minor 7th. You can just play the bass note though. Then you have the C minor 7th flatted 5th with the 7th with your thumb there. The 7th is the B flat, and the 3rd is the E flat. Melody is the flatted 5th, which is a G flat. So again, you need to play 3 notes with your right hand in that case. F minor 7th, playing the 3rd and the 7th. The 7th is in the melody. Then B flat 7th, 7th in the melody again, 3rd. This is the lower note, and your right is the voicing. Then you can just play that musical arpeggio to define the chord, and then go to the A flat 7th with the 3rd in the melody, the 7th as the lower note. Then B minor 7th, E 7th, B flat minor 7th, E flat 7th. That's kind of a cool little pattern there. Then we go to A flat minor 7th, D flat 7th, then E flat minor 7th, A flat 7th, then B 7th. And for that B 7th, you're playing the A and the D sharp, or the 7th and the 3rd. I think it's technically a C flat 7th, and you can figure that out on your own with your own research. But after that, it resolves down to a B flat 7th. And you got the 3rd in the melody and the 7th. So I'll play that through, using 3rds and 7ths, so it sounds like a melody. So we go E flat, So using 3rds and 7ths gives a nice open voicing. Your right hand is doing a little double duty, playing the melody with adding the correct notes to give it a nice texture to the voicing. You can throw in other notes like flatted 9ths and 13ths possibly, or 9ths. And if they sound good and they sound appropriate to the song, you can. But basically, you do want to have the 3rd and the 7th in your harmonizations. So that's it. Have some fun with it. And thank you.